Attack. In today's video lectures, we are going to develop a banking transaction management system in object-oriented using C++. For this applications, we need the following libraries that must be included to process effectively the function used inside the built-in function used inside this program. So obviously, since we are going to develop this program in object-oriented using C++, there must be a class in the main functions. In this program, in this applications, we have used just one class, that is the class account. As we know that in classes there are two parts, private parts and the public parts. If you look at this is the private part. We will going to declare different data members that will be used inside this program in the private part, while the public part contains different functions that the object of this class when created will be operated on these functions. So these are the following functions. So these are the basic functions that will be used to perform certain operations while making or transactions an account in a banking system. So first we have to create an account, then show an account, and then modify an account if you want to modify an account. And these are just simply small functions that we want to deposit, draw, and report. And then these are the main functions basically. These are the global declarations, F-stream objects. So these are the two objects that will be globally used inside this program. And then this is the important functions to write inside the file. So write account, and then functions to read specific record from the file. We will store all the account holder details inside the file, and then we will read the files to display the record from the file, and then functions to modify record file, and then functions to delete record. If you want to delete some specific record inside the file, we have to call these functions, and then functions to display all account deposit list. So we may have multiple account holders in the file. Then if you want to display the record of all the file holder, we will simply call these functions, and then functions to deposit and withdrawal amounts. And this is simply the introduction functions, and here the main functions will be there. So in main functions basically we have to create an object and then call all these functions. So let's start. So these are the private data members we have to use inside our program. So basically this is account number, name of the account holder, account title, which is basically account title, and this is the amount to be deposited, withdrawal, and type. This means the current account or a saving account. So in a create account, we just take some informations from the users that enter the account numbers, and then enter the name of the account holder, type of account, current account or saving account, and then convert this into uppercase, and then enter the initial amount 500 for saving and 1000 for the current, and then deposit, and then account is created. Okay. Once we have created the account, then we want to show the detail. Simply using the cout statement, we want to display the account numbers, modify account holder name, and modify the account type, and so on. Okay. Show account also. This is a show account. Basically account numbers, account holder name, and then type of the account, and then balance amount inside the account. And this is the modify account. Okay, now these are basically the modify account. Just let me know that we want to modify a specific account. Obviously we have to access the record inside a file using the account number. So first you have to enter the account numbers to which you want to modify, and then modify account holder name, and then modify type of account, and modify balance amount. If you want to modify the name of the account holder, or you want to deposit some another amount, or you want to modify the type of account, that is changing from current to saving or saving to current, you have to call this modify functions. Okay, now this is the small functions if you want to deposit, and then if this account is already an amount, then simply add the modify amount inside this deposit amount, and then you want to draw, then simply decrement from the actual amount, and then report if you want to display the information like the account number, name, type, and deposited amount. and then return account number. Simply we want to return the account numbers, return deposits, how much amount is deposited inside the account if you want to return, and then return type. This is a current amount or a current account or saving account you want to return. So simply type this functions. Okay, now these are the global declaration of stream object, because we have to use this file objects in a multiple place and multiple functions inside this application. So that's why I declared this as a global variable. And the same account, the object of an account, that can also be used in multiple functions to perform different operations. Okay, now this is the important functions to write in a file. How to write in a file? This is the name of the file that will be created inside the directory where your current applications, for example, my application name is banking project. So the banking project, the directory that contains banking project, here the account file will be created. This will be input output stream out mode, and then append mode. Also applied append mode because I want to just append the multiple records each after the others. And then AC create account, just I simply call the create account the first one functions of this applications that will simply create the account. Once the account is created, and then if you look at this AC dot create account, then FP writes AC, the created account information will be right inside this function account data. What are these things? Characters, static, ampersand sign, account, size of operator. I have already described in detail these terms in video lecture 1 and lectures 2 of object oriented. If you want to know more about that, please listen video number 1, video number 2 of file handling inside the playlist of object oriented. Okay, then functions to read specific record from the file. If you want to read a specific record from the file, then first of all, balance detail flag. This is basically flag is equal to 0. So simply we put conditions here. That if flag is equal to 1, certain condition is meet. If flag is equal to 0, it means the condition does not meet. Okay, FP open the account file in open mode this time. So then while fp.read, okay, again here I explained a little bit that character AC is used to point at the start of an object. AC is an object start point location, start locations of this object, and then size of operator means calculate the number of bytes copied in the file. So if return account number, if return account number is equal to n, if the condition is meet, then account show AC dot show account, then show the account detail. Flag is equal to 1, it means certain condition meets, and then simply close the file. If flag is equal to 0, if the certain condition does not means if there is no file exist, then account number does not exist. Okay, this is the simply display information of information. You want to display the information of the account, and then functions to modify record of a file. If you want to modify the record, simply again let me explain it. Modify file open, point to the start of the objects, and then show account, enter the new detail of the accounts you want to modify. If you want to modify the name of the functions, the name of the account, the number of the account, the deposit amount, the withdrawal amount, or type of account, you can do it easily by putting all these. So functions to delete record from the file. If you want to delete some record from the file, delete functions. Again, delete record, obviously we have to delete a record based upon account number. So enter the account number of the customer you want to delete, and then again open the file in open mode, and then perform these things. Temp.date, this is another file. The deleted record will be stored inside this. And then seek functions. Seek function basically point to the start of the record where we want to delete this, and then simply account.date, temp.date, account dated, and record deleted. Simply record will be deleted. Functions to display all account information. So if you want to display all the informations from the file, again, if this condition means if file does not exist, then error, file could not be open. If open, then display all these informations on the screen. Okay, then functions to deposit and withdrawal amounts. If you want to display withdraw some amount, then simply use this functions, withdraw functions. Similarly, if you want to deposit amount, you have to use this code to deposit a specific amount, and then introduction functions. This is just introduction functions, the banking transaction system developed by, and so on. So this is the main functions. In our next part, we will create certain objects inside the main function, and then we have to call the functions that are defined inside the class. So this is basically the part 1. In part 2, we will use the above functions calling to the object of this class to show the performance of the transaction management system. So for this lectures, that's enough. Thank you very much. Wait for the next lecture, which will be very interesting by using these functions through the object of the